Welcome to the Healthy Design Podcast, where we help you lead a healthy, spiritual, and patriotic life. Our show focuses on holistic health practices that are not part of the bought and paid for big pharma industry. Things that have been hidden away from us that we are here to help reveal in their true form. We also focus on grassroots movements that are in line with the American Constitution. We are here for entertainment purposes only and are not to be used in lieu of any medical treatments, so please do still talk to a trusted provider about adding any new regimens into your lifestyle. Now, sit back and enjoy our show. Hey y'all, welcome back to the Healthy Design Podcast. I have the beautiful Miss Sharon Caren back with us today, y'all. And if you missed her initial amazing interview, do check the links in the description below because I will have that amazing interview for you to check out. My dear, oh my goodness, we were just talking about like all of the crazy stuff going on energetically speaking right now and just how it's affecting us. So I am extremely excited to talk about what you have coming up because I think you'll have just something that a lot of people need, right? We have your upcoming classes we're going to talk about, and even some of the essential oil classes we were just talking about as I'm sitting here just feeling all my energy and the craziness that's been going on. So how are you, my dear? How are you feeling in this energy?
Well, thank you for asking, Alex, and thank you for having me on your show. I just love being with you. I'm really feeling expansive. And I believe I use all the oils, of course. And we know that there's just lots of energy that's coming into our atmosphere, which is raising our energetic frequency. And so that's why it's so important for us to be doing self-care.
Yes.
So you and I were talking about energy and we're talking about the oils because all of those things raise our energetic frequency because our physical body needs to live with ease. And if we're not living with ease, then we're creating dis-ease. That's why a lot of people are suffering right now. But there's really fun, easy ways to just turn that energy around on a dime.
Yeah.
Like the essential oils, the breathe, ground, and remember, those things. Do you want to do the breathe, ground, and remember?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was absolutely going to ask you about that because I love it. I love that exercise.
Yes. Well, it's a mantra that I came up with because so many people even have a hard time being in their physical body. So the breathing is the sacred breath. It's the sacred breath. It's what gives our body life. So when we breathe in the sacred breath, we're giving our physical body more life. So we're going to breathe in through the nose all the way down into your tailbone. Out like you're blowing through a straw. And again. And out like you're blowing through a straw. Really slow this time. The sacred breath is coming into our lungs, into our heart, into all of our chakras. We want our chakras to be spinning 100%. This is what gives our physical body more life from the other dimension. So now I want you to breathe all the way down into your thighs, past your knees, into your calves, past your ankles, and into the bottom of your feet. Wiggle your toes because we have the earth, the earth mother beneath our feet. We're always connected because we're doing the grounding right now, and we have gravity that holds our physical body on earth. We can't fly away. We are grounded here. And so the breathing and the grounding is to remind us that we're safe. And then when we are feeling safe and grounded, we are able to then remember that we're luminous light beings, luminous light spiritual beings having an earth experience. And that is our connection with our soul. So everything's energy, everything's connected, and we never have to worry about floating away up into the atmosphere, even though the energy may seem really crazy. Feel your feet really planted firm with gravity. Because when we can slow down our nervous system, get out of that fight or flight, our physical body is going to be living with ease. This is what I want you to practice and I want you to understand, because this is the key to being grounded in the physical body, which we must be first and foremost, and remembering that we're much, much more than this physical body, that we're all luminous light beings having an earth experience. So again, breathe in. And just let your jaw drop, get your shoulders back. You can do some shoulder rolls. Feel your heart expand in your chest, all the way into your rib cage, and feel the safety. Feel the groundedness. Feel the love energy coming in from your sacred breath into your heart space. This is the breathe, ground, and remember mantra. I came up with this because when I was younger, I ended up having a broken neck because I wasn't in my body. So I become a master at this breathe, ground, and remember, to not only remind myself, but to everybody else. We always have it. Is that better? Does that feel better?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I love your breathe, ground, and connect or remember, excuse me. Because I think that's one of the most beautiful things that we need to remember. I mean, we were just talking about that self-care because, just feeling into my own crazy energy and stuff and just trying to figure me out and what's going on with me and why does this feel this way and what's, all the things. And we have just this huge energetic shift right now.
Yes.
And what are you seeing kind of going on with that, just in the collective, with your clients, and just in general? What are you seeing?
Well, like I said, the most important thing is our energy. That's what's going to keep our physical body alive, because many people that are ill are passing. So it's either the time, if our physical body can't maintain the energy. See, we're having to lean into the energy with all of our knowing and all of our human beingness so that we can expand into the heightened frequency. The good news about expanding into the higher frequency is that it's gives us the opportunity to manifest and create. So to not be in the lack of energy, but to just open up your arms and welcome in that higher frequency. And then what you say, what would I love? What would I love? What would I love? And if it's creating better health, if it's creating more abundance in your life, creating a higher success in your business, creating better health and relationships. Because whatever you focus on with this heightened frequency, it's the time to manifest. That heightened vibration is giving us this gift when we remember.
Yes. Well, one of the things I was actually talking to someone about it earlier today was, when we're manifesting, one of the most important things is like, to not say, I'll no longer be poor, I'll be rich, right? It's only focus on, I will be rich, or I will be, I will have
I am.
Right now. Yeah, exactly.
I
Right now.
am rich. I am successful. I am. That's our stake in the ground.
because the universe is just going to say yes. So it's like, it's going to say yes to the things that are not so negative anymore, right? You don't even want to focus on that. We just want to stick to the positive, because I'm seeing the same thing where it's like everything that I'm, going into meditation and I'm focusing in on that positive energy, it's just like happening and happening and happening and happening right now. I'm like,
Right.
this is really cool.
Right.
But
Right.
I'm feeling that, like, that's also something now that you're talking about too, where it's like, I never thought about it until you just said it, where it's like we're absorbing these energies. And that actually makes a lot of sense. And just my experiences over this last week, I'm like, when you said that, I was like, oh, light bulb.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. It's
big. I
all
never,
about conscious awareness.
yeah.
All about conscious awareness. Meditation is good because it slows everything down and it gives us a chance to focus on what we would love,
Yeah.
to focus on our chakras spinning 100%,
Yeah.
all of those things, that reminding ourselves that whatever we think about, we create. So if we want perfect health, then I am perfect health. I have perfect health. We don't say, I don't want to be sick anymore. No, because the universe hears sick, and then we get more of that. So we speak and think what it is that we want the here and now,
Yeah.
in the present tense.
Right.
So it's not sometime in the future, it's right now.
Right now.
Our subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what we say and think and reality. So we can change our reality just in a split second, just with that breathe, ground, and remember, when we start saying the positive things. That's more conscious awareness. That's opening up our heart and soul. Our heart is the key way to the soul.
Yeah.
And that connection gives us all of our power.
Yeah, and I love that. That's so, so true. I mean, we talk about often where it's like our minds are everything. Our minds are our key reality creator. And it could even be where it's like, switching your lenses and just going from this negative mindset. There's always something positive, regardless of your situation. How can you look at this in a more positive way and be able to take that lesson so you don't come back here, or you're able to see something you didn't before? Like, I'm downloading all of the energies right now, and my body's like, ooh, we might be on that struggle bus. We got to tend to you a little bit. Here we go, kind of a thing. And that's immediately the download I got for me. So maybe that's someone else who's feeling this right now. I love that. So speaking of that, you said you have your, it's not yet up, but if you go to her website, which is down here, right, you'll see it in the description as well. Your essential oils class that's coming up for people who might be feeling pain or some other ailment, or even more, the empath one you were just telling me about that I want to look into for me and my son.
White Angelica.
Yeah.
White Angelica and Panaway for headaches.
Okay.
Those are two of the really powerful physical, they're physical, emotional, and spiritual.
Yeah.
Those two together with the blend of oils in each one of them.
Right.
Very powerful. Very,
That's
very
amazing.
powerful. Yes, I've got a 3-part series that I'm going to have up on my website coming up shortly. But now that's coming up quicker and I would love for you to talk about your experience. Christy Karate is a colleague of mine, and she is an intuitive artist. And the very cool thing about that is when her and I work together, I open up people's Akashic records, look at their chakras, and Christy does the chakra drawings.
Yeah.
And this is for health and healing for people that want to do this work with us.
Yeah.
So, and I know, Alex, you experienced that with Christy and I,
Yeah.
and you are an amazing artist as well. I saw some of your beautiful drawings. So I want you to start doing that and focusing on healing with those drawings.
Yeah.
Awesome. So tell me your thoughts about the work that you did with us.
So it was amazing. First of all, it was like super, at first it didn't really look like much, but just like as like the drawing progressed, it was absolutely beautiful.
Yes, Christy and I do this intuitive times two
Right.
live, and we've got one coming up on March the 17th at noon Pacific time.
Right.
And it's going to be up on my website within the next day or so, and it may even be up sooner because I think my VA had the time wrong. But anyway, we're going to fix that. And this is a really interesting healing way, and I think. Alex, it really spoke to you
Yeah.
because you are such an amazing artist.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I got to experience your one during February. And so if you are looking at the, screen right now, this is the link. But even if you go to her website, which is in the description, all this is in the description below, you'll be able to go on and sign up because you said it's the first 3 people get what I got, right?
Register.
Okay. So yeah, first 3 people to register. It's completely free. It's totally free, y'all. But it was super cool because it was like when, Christy was, it's just like this on Zoom, so we can see what she's drawing and stuff. And at first it didn't really look like a whole lot, but then like as it started to develop with the question I had asked, it was just really cool being able to get like a lot of divine guidance. And like you guys gave me a lot of light bulbs where I was like, ooh, I see where you're getting this, different things to like basically clean and deal with to help call into what it is I was wanting to call in. And that was where we were going with it. And I was like, ooh, it made so much sense especially when I sat down and was like, okay, how is this applying it to myself, intimately? And I was definitely getting a lot of good information that was coming up. It was beautiful. I loved it so much. And of course it gave people a chance to kind of see your work. It was cool the way you guys collaborated together. That was definitely something I would have not have guessed, but it worked really well.
I know, we just liked each other, and we traded, and then we thought, well, maybe we could do this. So it
Yeah.
just kind of came up divinely. We were divinely led
Yeah.
to what it is that we ended up doing, and everybody loves it.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, well then
Yeah.
let's do this thing. So it has been really, really, really interesting. So I hope to see all of you there on March 17th at noon Pacific time, and maybe you can come back and join us too.
Yeah, for sure. And also you have some other stuff that you've been working on every second and fourth Thursday. Tell us a little bit more about your other free events that people can find on your website, more information about it.
I would love to. So I on the fourth Thursday, that's when I have what I'm doing is I'm interviewing healers, both physical, spiritual, all different types of healers, and it's been so life-giving because there's so many things out there that and of course I make sure that these are the people that I know, love, and trust that come on and talk. Usually I've experienced you and your work and who you are, because I'm actually having Alex on. She's going to be on June 23rd,
Right.
and that's going to be 6 o'clock Pacific time. So I want everybody to come and listen, and listen to Alex share with us about relationships with her children, and how a healthy mind and healthy body really works with that. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. It kind of speaks to a lot of the work because just like we were talking privately, the different things that I've experienced, just with my children. And I'm learning because I'm trying to heal. I'm not perfect. I don't have all the right answers 100%, but I have learned all of this stuff firsthand. I've been dealing with a lot of the issues I have for over shoot, we were calculating it like over 12 years now. It's been a while, some of the stuff that I've been dealing with, and it's just through trial and error in my attempt to get healthy. And, but like you were talking about before, when I started to change me, when I started to work on me, most importantly, I was influencing my family. I was influencing my children. You know, my relationships, they're not perfect. We still have a long way to go, but we have made drastic changes in our relationships and the way we show up and how things are happening in our lives. And through that, I know I can connect with other people because I know that they're, you know, maybe a little further back than I am on their journey, right? You know, or further back on my journey where they are now. I think you know what I'm trying to say.
I do. I
um,
do.
and so being able to help them and having people resonate with that. And so, yeah, that's a lot of what we're definitely going to talk about.
Yeah, so you know, it's all about you. It's all about the
So important.
parents.
Yeah.
And that's what you're so good at, helping the parents
Hmm.
so that they can, you know, influence the children.
Yeah.
And it
That's
really
always,
is supportive, yeah.
I always joked when I was like going through school and stuff and learning like a really deep on the mental health side and kind of using all the connections. And I always joked that it was like kids were so much easier to work with. They just listen and it's just like versus the parents, it's like this drudging. And I remember I got a download. It was like, and you're going to be the one to work with them. Just kind of like, you know, playful bantering. I'm just like, what? What? Just give me the kids and the veterans. And they're like, it's not what you were called to do. Yeah, that's part of it. But that's not all of it. And so it's just like, it's funny because it was like, just the way, you know, I mean, just the way our paths are laid and the way that we're called to do the things we're called to do.
It's all about the self-care.
Oh,
It's all about the self-care. We can't do anything if we're not well and thriving. So this, each and every one of us, we're the only ones that can take care of us.
yeah.
Nobody else can take care of us. And we lead by example, you know, with the kids. And as they grow, make sure they're taking care of themselves and being that model. So I can't wait to have you on the show on my, it's called Sharon's Hall of Records, you know, and because I work in the Akashic Records.
Yeah.
And so we're going to be talking, you know, talking all about that and how you work with people.
And they can catch that every fourth Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time because you're doing it now. You've been doing it for a little while now.
6 p.m. Pacific time.
Sorry, 6 p.m. Pacific time. Thank you.
Yeah, I know because you're in Central, but that's okay. I know it's a little bit earlier than
Yeah.
for you. Also, on the second Thursday, so there's two events. They're both at the same time, and they're both Thursdays. One is the second Thursday, and one is the fourth Thursday, which is where I do Sharon's Hall of Records,
Right.
where we really get into the healers. And on the second the second Thursday, what I'm doing is doing a Q&A if people want to know more about what is Akashic Records or more about, you know, their own healing path or more about chakras, all of that. That is a time that you can get in touch with me ahead of time, you know, on my website, or 650-922-7951 is my cell and text. You can get in touch with me anytime if there's something that you would like to focus on particularly. And I have an hour where I bring in the people that are interested and we interact. What it is, and I know just like you're so good at doing too, Alex, is about building community. Because so many people are feeling lonely and having a very, very difficult time. And what we want to do is we want to have our physical bodies and our life live with ease. We want to live with ease. And we're reminding each other and we're sharing our gifts with each other and we're holding each other up. And so with both of these Thursday nights, but that's the difference. One, I do the interviews, the fourth one, and the Q&As and just, you know, creating community talking amongst each other on the second Thursday.
Well, and I love that because I think a lot of people, as they're having their spiritual awakenings, then they come across this term, Akashic Records. And that's what you've been doing for literally years. And so you're totally being able to, because like then you go on and search, you may, the little Google search, you may not find accurate information too, where that's why I love this event because people can actually come straight to the horse's mouth. What do you see? What is this? Or whatever questions they have, because it's such a really cool place. But at the same time, it's also very, I think, unknown and quote unquote mainstream, if you will.
Yes. And Akashic Records, this is basically, we're just giving it a system and terminology because it's just like the universal laws. We have universal laws and we have universal spirituality. That's where everything comes from. So when we do the Akashic soul work, that's where that comes from.
Yeah.
From the all that is. It's that holding place, the sticky thought substance.
Well, like you said earlier, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. So it's, versus traditionally people are taught we're humans and then we just go on and have the spiritual experience type of thing, right? We float off and put the man in the sky and we just hang out there for like ever, and that's not at all how it is. Our souls have had so many different incarnations, being able to like, come alive in different forms, and this is just our current one that we're in, and we're awakening to that higher level of our self-awareness, ultimately that consciousness. And that's also why too, being able to tune into that, like you were talking before, self-care is so critical. Taking care of you is so critical. Every day I know I have, right when I wake up, and I have a good hour, and right before I go to bed, those two times I know for sure I can actually dedicate to like connecting with me, because it's hard to, especially with the family and stuff, to like during the day. But so that's one of the things I always recommend, right when you wake up and right before you go to bed, because even if you're busy like me, you can always connect at least those two times.
Right. And that's great. And that's a great tip.
Yeah. So was there anything else you wanted to share about all the different things you've got coming up? Because I know you got some really great stuff coming up.
Well, I think that's probably good
Okay.
for now. Podcasts on my website. I think it's under
Sharon,
let's see, I think it's under SharonCaren.com, under events and programs, and there's a lot of information. And yes, a free gift for all of you listening. When you go to my website, SharonCaren.com, and the banner up on the upper right corner, it says free chakra guide. I use this chakra guide for all of my coaching clients. It's very comprehensive, and I really invite you to go there right away, download that chakra guide, because it will really, really add a lot to your chakra work and your spiritual beingness here in the human body.
Yeah, I loved it. And you can find all the links in the description below to everything that we're talking about. But yeah, I loved it when I opened it up. It did. It made it was just another little puzzle piece added in. I was just like, oh, this makes sense.
Perfect.
I loved it. Well, my dear, I so appreciate you. Thank you so much for your time and your energy. I love talking with you. You're always like little book of wisdom in your Akashic records.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
I love you very much, sweetheart.
I love you. And to the rest of y'all, I love you as well. I hope you have an amazing day and that this bless you. Go make sure you sign up. All these events we're talking about, minus the essential oils, that's a class, but the rest of these are free. So do tune in. And if you are one of the top 3 people to log onto and sign up for the class that we have, the Intuitive Times 2 free event, you may win your chance of getting a free reading like I got. It was really cool. So do make sure you sign up. Until next time, y'all. Oh.